kita diskusikan tentang domino theory. We discuss about the domino theory. Okay, the origin of domino theory is there is an expert named Albert W. Henrich. He's an official with the Traveler Insurance Company. In 1920s, he was doing research on the causes of 7,500 industrial accidents, and he found this statistic. Jadi awal mula munculnya domino teori ini dicetuskan oleh Henrich, ya, Herbert W. Henrich adalah seorang pekerja gitu ya, seorang pegawai di Traveler Insurance Company, gitu ya, perusahaan asuransi. Salah satu keuntungan dia bekerja di sana, dia bisa memperoleh akses untuk mendapatkan database kecelakaan begitu, cause of 7.500 ya industrial accident 1920 pada tahun 1920-an, dan dari 7.500 kejadian tadi dia coba klasifikasikan. Okay. The result of his analysis is he concluded 88%, the 88% of the accident is happened due to unsafe act, and then 10% is due to unsafe conditions, and the other 2% is could not be avoided, or it's just undesired circumstances. Jadi kalau dilihat di sini unsafe act gitu ya, atau perilaku yang tidak aman itu menyebabkan sebagian besar dari 7.500 kecelakaan yang diamati oleh Henrich ini. Jadi 88%. 10% disebabkan karena kondisinya nggak aman, dan 2% karena kejadian ini sebuah kejadian yang tidak terduga, gitu ya, nggak bisa di avoided gitu ya, tidak ada penyebab spesifik karena unsafe act atau unsafe condition. Begitu yang ditemukan oleh Henrich ketika melakukan analisis terhadap 7.500 industrial accident. Then what he did the foundation. He made a foundation, axioms of industrial safety. So he summarized all the conclusions on this analysis into his axiom of industrial safety, and the axioms of industrial safety become the basis of the domino theory. Jadi dari hasil analisa kecelakaan kerja yang dia peroleh, penyebab-penyebabnya dan seterusnya, dia kemudian membuat aksioma di industrial safety yang akan menjadi dasar bagi munculnya domino theory. Apa? What is the Henrich Span axiom of industrial safety? This is the six first, and then the next slide will be the rest of them. So the rest of the 10 Henrich axiom industrial safety. First, injury result from completed series of factors, one of which is the accident itself. Ya, jadi menurut Henrich, aksioma pertama menyebutkan kejadian terluka gitu ya, atau injury, cedera, itu disebabkan munculnya kejadian-kejadian yang saling berkaitan secara serial, A menyebabkan B, B menyebabkan C, di mana salah satunya ujung akhirnya adalah accident itself, ujung akhirnya adalah kecelakaan. Okay, the second axiom is an accident can occur only as the result of unsafe act by a person and or a physical or mechanical hazard. Jadi kalau menurut Henrich, penyebab sebuah kecelakaan itu bisa terjadi karena kalau tidak karena unsafe act, tingkah laku atau action gitu ya, perilaku yang tidak aman dan atau gitu ya, dan atau karena adanya physical atau mechanical hazard atau environmental unsafe environment. Next, most accidents are the result of unsafe behavior. This is the conclusion that they have after reading the data. Jadi, most of accident mostly karena unsafe act atau unsafe behavior. Unsafe act and hazard do not always result on immediate injuries or accident. Jadi, dia juga melihat bahwa adanya unsafe act atau hazard itu seringkali tidak langsung menyebabkan kecelakaan gitu. Bisa juga terjadi near miss gitu. Sehingga ini menyoroti bahwa kalau tidak ada kecelakaan bukan berarti tidak ada potensi munculnya kecelakaan itu di kemudian hari. Ini tidak terjadi, kecelakaan itu pada saat ini tidak terjadi karena adanya near miss gitu ya, karena faktor luck gitu ya, faktor keberuntungan. Selanjutnya adalah understanding why people commit unsafe act help to establish guideline for corrective actions. Memahami mengapa orang mengalami unsafe act gitu atau melakukan unsafe act itu akan membantu untuk membuat guideline untuk perbaikan. Severity of injury is likely fortuitous and the accident that cause it is prevented gitu ya. Jadi sebenarnya secara umum gitu ya, accident itu bisa di-prevent gitu ya, bisa dicegah. The best accident prevention technique analogous to best quality and productivity technique. Jadi Hendrik menemukan untuk mencegah munculnya kecelakaan bisa menggunakan teknik-teknik kualitas maupun pengendalian kualitas dan productivity, misalkan dengan fishbone diagram, kemudian Pareto diagram dan seterusnya. Management should assume safety responsibilities. Jadi manajemen harus mengasumsikan gitu ya bahwa mereka itu harus bertanggung jawab terhadap safety di perusahaannya. The supervisor is the key person in the prevention in industrial accidents. Jadi di dalam teori dominonya Hendricks atau di aksioma Hendricks ini meng-highlight pentingnya peranan dari supervisor. Dan selanjutnya adalah cost of accident include both direct and indirect cost. Jadi kejadian kecelakaan, cost biayanya ini bisa disebabkan karena kita bisa klasifikasikan menjadi direct cost maupun indirect cost. Nah, kita sudah membahas itu di bagian cost of accident. So much of Hendricks theory already discounted and revised it, but most of them are still valid up to now. Jadi walaupun teori ini cukup lama ya, dikembangkan awal abad ke-20, tapi tetap bisa gitu ya berlaku gitu sampai saat ini. So this is the domino theory, the original domino theory by Hendricks. He developed this theory is around 1920s. So as you can see, this is the domino. I guess you get familiar with this kind of actually it's toys, right? Domino is kind of toys. You play game, but most people pretty familiar with this domino with some kind of art installation. So the interesting part, if you one dominant fell down, will make the other domino also fall down. So what's it? The theory covered that the first domino is social, environment, and ancestry. The next one is fault of the persons, unsafe act and conditions, accidents, and the injury. he show that the three first domino is due to mistake of people. Okay, the key part is here. Removal of the central factor or unsafe act or hazardous condition here will negate the actions of the preceding factors. Jadi satu hal yang penting di sini kalau kita itu bisa mencegah munculnya unsafe act or condition di sini, maka accident itu akan bisa kita cegah. Oke, Hendrix, kita akan lihat Hendrix domino teori bagian per bagian ya. Pertama adalah ancestry and social environment. Nah, jadi ini adalah character traits that lead people to behave in unsafe manners can be inherited or acquired as a result of social environment. Fault of person, negative trait inherited by occurred by why people behave in unsafe manner, why hazardous condition exist. Misalkan clumsy, carelessness, and impatient. Oke. Yang ketiga adalah unsafe act or mechanical or physical hazard. Act by people and mechanical or physical conditions. Hazard environments that have direct cause of the accident. We'll discuss further about unsafe act and unsafe condition. Unsafe act, this is the example on unsafe act, failure to wear personal protective equipment, wearing unsafe clothing, and so on. And unsafe condition is ungrounded electricity, defective and incomplete design, excessive noise is unsafe condition. Here the classifications of the unsafe, how we define the unsafe condition and unsafe act. You can see here, this is the condition that we can classify an unsafe condition, where actually the chain here is rusted. So it is unsafe condition. And then unsafe act, when people, they know that they cannot they can injure by this heavy load here, but they purposely they or accidentally stand underneath this load. This is called unsafe act. They don't wear any safety helmet. Near miss is actually because of the rusted chain, and then the load fell down, but thanks God nobody these two guys are lucky because it's fell down not exactly in their head but next to them. So in different case, when they are not that lucky, we can say so, accident will take place because this load fell down exactly in their head. Ya, jadi ini adalah contoh bedanya unsafe condition, unsafe act, dan near miss. Okay, slippery floor is also another example. If you have slippery floor here in the kitchen, actually is unsafe condition. And unsafe act, people knowing that there's a potential that they don't clean up, is unsafe act. They bring the hot soup, one of the cook bring the hot soup here in the slippery floor. And then near miss is, well, actually he got slip, but his friend helped him, so it become the near miss here. But if nobody can, nobody there to help him, then it's accidents. So that's the definition of the unsafe act and unsafe actions. this is the original of the original version of the domino theory. Ini adalah versi asli gitu ya dari Heinrich. Social environment, fault of the person, dan unsafe act or condition. Oke, saya review kembali. Let's review. The ancestry or social environment, character trait, misalkan ada budaya alkoholisme gitu kan, ada potensi orang menurun kesadarannya begitu ya ketika melakukan pekerjaan dan cenderung ada potensi untuk mengalami kecelakaan, atau ketika dia walaupun pasti sudah dilarang ya kalau menyupir. Kemudian fault of person, kalau orangnya misalkan clumsy, ceroboh, nggak sabar, itu karakter gitu yang melekat pada diri seseorang. Oke, kemudian unsafe act or unsafe condition. Kita sudah bahas ini dengan cukup detail. Oke, kemudian ada yang memodifikasi teori domino ini, banyak gitu ya yang memodifikasi. Kita akan coba lihat oleh modifikasi yang dilakukan oleh Bird dan Lotus. Update ini atau modifikasi ini mengenalkan dua konsep. We see the modification of the domino theory introduced by Bird and Lotus. So the two new concepts are introduced here. First is the influence of management and managerial errors. They highlight more on management or managerial error, and then the second part is loss. As a result of accident could be produced losses, property, and damage with or other access. Okay, so the domino theory, the domino theory, they still have the sequence like a domino theory, but the content for its part, you can see a little bit there's modifications. So the top one, the first domino, is lack of control. It's management or managerial aspect, and then basic causes or origins, and then the immediate causes or symptom, they classify as symptom, incident or contact itself, the event itself, and people and property as the loss. Okay, let's see one by one. Lack of control, the top part, the first part of the Bird domino theory, is the first domino and refers to the four functions of management. Planning, organizing, directing, controlling, and coordinating is the basic part of the managerials. And job analysis, personal communication, selection, and training. That's the first of domino. So if, for examples, why an accident can take place, if we start with the lack of control, then you can see here, for example, like an inappropriate selection process. For a certain job, there's a minimum requirement for a worker height, for example, because for example, they need to work in a certain position that, for example, required a worker that his height is should be higher than 170 centimeters. But because inappropriate recruitment process, 160 centimeter persons, they recruit 160 centimeter person, and eventually because of they don't have any supporting device, then the worker they need to tilt it while doing their work, and they can get injury because of they don't have enough support. Jadi contohnya misalkan gitu ya, lack of control ini bisa menyebabkan injury di tahap awal. Kalau misalkan salah satu fungsinya ya, jadi maksudnya karena tadi lack of control ini di managerial aspek ya, salah satunya terkait masalah rekrutmen. Nah, rekrutmen pekerja ini memegang peranan penting. Kalau misalkan kita tidak merekrut pekerja yang tepat, itu sebenarnya kita mencelakakan orang. Kalau apa namanya, misalkan ada sebuah pekerjaan begitu yang membutuhkan tinggi dari seorang pekerja itu lebih dari 170 atau mungkin 180 cm karena harus menjangkau tempat yang cukup tinggi. Nah, ketika kita merekrut orang dengan manajemen itu tidak tepat begitu ya, merekrut pekerja dengan ketinggian dengan tinggi badan mungkin barangkali 160 atau bahkan kurang gitu ya. Akhirnya pekerja tadi karena tidak punya support yang bagus juga gitu ya, tidak ada sistem ergonomi gitu, intervention yang bagus, akhirnya orang itu terpaksa harus bekerja dengan berjinjit untuk menggapai ketinggian yang ideal. Nah, karena posisinya berjinjit akhirnya tidak punya support yang kuat dan bisa menyebabkan orang itu mudah terjatuh. Nah, itu jadi the first domino may fall due to inadequate standard program and follow up. Okay, the next domino is basic causes, origins. Considered of personal factors, lack of knowledge, skill, improper motivation, and physical problem can be also because of job factor, inadequate work standard, design, maintenance, and purchasing standard, and so on. Ya, jadi basic cause atau origin ini bisa disebabkan karena personal factors, orangnya nggak mampu, orangnya nggak cukup mengerti dengan pekerjaannya. Kemudian bisa juga karena jobnya gitu ya, nggak ada job standar, desain, maintenance yang baik. Kemudian immediate cause itu unsafe act dan unsafe condition sebenarnya. Jadi kurang lebih hampir sama, ini unsafe act yang sebelah sini dan ini unsafe condition ya, tempatnya berminyak. Dan accident sendiri gitu ya, is the result of unsafe act or unsafe condition. This point is the contact stage gitu ya. Some countermeasure employed are reinforcement, surface modification, segregation, barricading, and so on. And injury. Injury include traumatic injury, disease, and so on. It can be classified as damage due to accident. Okay, so this is the domino theory and their modification. For the original one and the modification introduced about the loss concept and the managerial aspect. For the other theory, we'll discuss further in the class. See you in the next meeting. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.